I have always lived in a fact-based universe.
I'm a 19-year-old Democrat.
And I admit I'm a Trump supporter.
I'm sick and tired of the left and the right.
Where are the places where we can all meet? Where are the places that we can all see each other?
My name is Nicholas Ferrara. I work in the arts and entertainment industry, as well as the service industry and the yoga community.
My name is Joseph Rudy Rullo, and I'm a political fanatic. What is your stance on immigration?
I agree with asylum, having a situation of the ability to accept asylum people. I don't believe in open borders. I don't even know anyone who does, which is why I find it very funny when people say that liberals do. I also just don't agree in demonizing immigrants either in any type of way. I'm aware that's kind of American history. We've done that our whole history of America, so I get that, but I don't think we should.
You know, with the border, I am in agreement with you that, you know, we need to basically make it so people can't just come over the border, just like in Canada, just like in any other country. They have sovereign borders and there's policies that you have to do to come over the border. For asylum, I think that, you know, because it was being abused, that it needs to be reviewed, but done in such a way that we do it with humanity. And as a Catholic and as a Christian, the Republicans would agree under certain circumstances, some will, be qualified for that. The other thing too, and, you know, about immigrants, you know, immigrants are immigrants, and I'm for immigration completely. And I believe that when you go through immigration and you become naturalized as a citizen, it's great. But when people are coming over the borders and they're basically having kids here so that their kids can become American, and they're collecting which way that they can the benefits of being a tax-paying citizen while being under the radar and basically not, you know, paying taxes because they can't without a Social Security card. We went 4 years, you know, and there was no compromise. And now, you know, if Biden wins or if Trump wins, either way, something's got to be done with the ones that are already here. Now, we already know, you know, they say Trump is such a racist and such a xenophobe, but the guy didn't deport more people than Obama pretty much. Trump basically shut the borders, at least secured the borders, and you didn't see...
His rhetoric pushed people from coming here, I think, more so than anything. Like, immigration dropped because he was demonizing them all across the world, you know, and I think that has an effect on people coming here. So, I mean, for better or for worse, if that was the goal, like, it definitely happened. But in the meantime, like, what backlash do you get from him demonizing these people in such a way? Like, you can make policy and you can fight for, you know, like, common sense immigration reform.
You know, Donald Trump deporting every single murderer, criminal, that was awesome. But then at the same time, where my problem is I wanted the Senate, I wanted the Congress to do something with the illegals that are here to make it more competitive so that if they did have a business until they figure out what's going to happen to them, and when they are working for my competitor, they're not getting cash, they're not off the books. I am in fear that some of them are in slavery in this country, and something needs to be done about it. In other words,
what you're saying is, like, the problem is, like, if there's not accountability for them, whether it's positive or negative, yeah, there's going to be people taking advantage of them. They're going to be working for nothing or for whatever they can get because they're not in the system that we're trying to uphold here. So I think the people falling into the cracks is the problem,
and that's common ground that you and I have.
I mean, listen, I'm willing to admit that there's been media cherry picking, like, situations of, you know, hostility towards migrants or whatever, right? Like, I know it, but it did rise. Like, studies have shown that since Trump got elected, there's been rising of antagonism against anyone who even looked like they might have been not white, right? So I think in that way, it's like, how can we support someone who pushes that rhetoric out there when it's like what we should be focusing on is what you're saying, you know, is figuring out how to help these people that are here and not trying to make it look like they're maliciously trying to take over our country. I will give Trump some credit that he brought light to this issue that was being kind of swept over. And, like, I mean, and, like, ironically, yes, like, Obama did deport a lot of people, and he did build the cages, but the problem is that he wasn't treating them, and the only people that were put in cages during Obama's tenure was people who were actually caught with drugs or who were caught as criminals that came over. Trump was putting them in cages to prove a point, to fear tactic type of stuff, and just automatically throw it. He used those policies with an aggressive fear-based tactic where it's like, and that came the backlash from the left of like the kids in the like kids in cages, like, which no one wants to see. Like any rational non-sociopathic person doesn't want to see that. But then I just don't understand how we think that this way of going about it is going to make the situation better.
And our side is saying, well, you're calling us xenophobic, you're calling us racist because we don't want people. See, you are for one of the biggest things that Trump people are for. We're not necessarily want to deport these people and hurt them. What we want is we want the border secured so illegals can't just keep coming in.